in PE when I was in year 8, and I was a netball player, and I gave netball away as soon as I found basketball, and then it was the local YMCA, and then school rep basketball, and then I went on to play uni rep basketball, and then I crashed my bicycle and broke my back, and then they said to me in my rehab, would you like to try wheelchair basketball? And back in 1988 we didn't even know what that was, and I saw it for the first time ever, and it was about ability and possibility and life with disability, and I was addicted. It was beautiful. I was so lucky that I was actually already involved in the sport. A lot of people after catastrophic injury need to start again in a new sport, but basketball was ready for people with disabilities, and we were ready to build what we needed. So we started playing in the men's league until we built our own women's league and our own national team, and I don't know, the sky's the limit. Early stages, gathering enough women with disabilities to actually form a New South Wales women's team, and we actually had the strongest team in Australia when we first started that national competition, so the New South Wales women were pretty awesome. And also the New South Wales guys really looked after us, so we were training side by side the men for my whole basketball career, and the elite women in Australia still play on the men's team. The first step was actually the school teacher that got me involved in basketball in the first place was really, really important. He got me down in the gym like at 7 o'clock every Wednesday morning to play basketball, and then a couple of coaches through uni. But then I think the inspirational older guys of wheelchair basketball, Errol Hyde used to play this awesome defence on me and frustrate me so much, it used to make me cry. But then when we played our first lot of internationals, that's the defence that I played against, so I wasn't upset by it all. It was the old blokes that actually set up wheelchair making companies that were playing defence and teaching us to play wheelchair basketball. And then along came Evan Bennett, who's an old man of basketball in New South Wales and a hero of us wheelchair basketballers, who's been part of our life for such a long period of time, who brought a new level of professionalism from the able-bodied sport into an emerging sport for people with disabilities. I was invited as a New South Wales player to go down to the Institute of Sport to trial for the Aussie women's wheelchair basketball team, and I wheeled out onto the court next to girls that I played with able-bodied, and they were so beautiful and so graceful, and I was in this ugly chunky bit of metal, and I cried because that was me not long beforehand, and that was the day I made the Australian women's team, and who would have known a lot of years later, the time of my life I've had playing basketball for the country, for the state, and beyond. Wheeling out in front of your family and friends at the opening ceremony, it's got to be about as good as it gets. And getting to the gold medal game in front of your home crowd is just absolutely amazing. The silver's not the aim, but getting that medal at the end of that finals of the Paralympics is just incredible. After Sydney 2000, one of the guys said, would you like to come and play in Italy? And I thought, but I'm a girl. And there was 2 Aussie blokes playing professionally, and I gave this guy my number. 2 weeks later he says, ciao Bella, at 2 o'clock in the morning, come to Italy next week. I'm like, no way. And then a year later I'd written my basketball resume with freetranslation.com, and I moved to Spain, where I lived in Europe for 5 years and played 5 seasons in different teams across Europe, like living the dream. Every single person that I've been on a court with playing wheelchair basketball is just an absolute, the opportunity and the bliss and the family and everything that is wheelchair sport together is so important. But those powerful people that have recognised that people with disabilities should have a go, realistically, all of us are part of a family of Lorraine Landon, and I'd really like to thank Lorraine for all she's done for women's basketball and particularly women's wheelchair basketball in Australia.